Hey, what is up, nation? In this session, I'm going to be teaching you how you can cut a hole through a cylinder in Sketchup. So I've modeled a cylinder here. Pretty simple, just make a circle and then push-pull it up. And I'm not exactly sure what you're trying to do here, but I'm just going to really quickly make a cylinder here. So I chose the offset tool and then offset that edge. Then I'm going to push-pull this down. So if you wanted to just make a tube, that's how you would do that. But I'm assuming that most of you probably want to cut a hole through like the side of the cylinder or any curved object. And to do that, you need to make an additional cylinder that's going to cut through this. So what I just did is I turned on the hidden geometry. Just go to View, Hidden Geometry, and that's going to allow you to see all these little lines. So if you're not familiar with SketchUp, everything is basically just a bunch of lines that make up shapes. So the cylinder looks like a circle, but it's actually a faceted shape. So it's whatever, how many, I think 16 sides is the default. So whatever a 16-sided shape is called, that's what that is. You can see here that these little segments here are connected by these hidden lines. And then the hidden lines sort of are smoothed to give the illusion of something spherical or curved. And so in this particular case, it's important to just sort of understand that these are flat planes that are sort of masked to not look like flat planes. So when you're making your circle, it's helpful just to know that. So if you do a circle that goes between these, it's going to make it hard. And you can sort of get a circle that is parallel with this face by just drawing on that face. So I'm going to do that. And you can see here it understands this as being part of the shape. But not this guy because they're separate. So I'm actually just going to take this, I'm going to move it off. We're going to go hopefully in this direction. Unfortunately, I can't get like a, just had it, there we go. Ooh, there we go. We want that perpendicular axis, there we go. So just come out here, and I'm just going to erase these guys. So you can see it looks normal now. Now this is no longer a shape, so to make it a shape, you just take one of those segments you can see here, just finish it, and it's going to redraw that shape. Now there's two ways that you can sort of go about this, and I'm going to show you both ways just because it may make a difference depending on what you're doing. Most of the time I feel like it's a preference. So the first way we're going to do this is we're going to triple click all of this and make it a group. And then we're going to double click this and make that a group. So you just double click there and then right click to bring up that little menu. And then I'm going to select this by just triple clicking into this group and hit P for push pull and go all the way through. Okay, so we have two groups and they should be solid. If for some reason this has like a bottom, this next thing I'm going to show you won't work. And it could take you a while to fix it, so that's all. I'll show you the second way after this. So what you want to pull up now is you just right click in an open space. It'll give you this menu of all of the menus. You want to make sure that you have the solid tools selected, and it'll bring up this little menu here. So in solid tools, there is something called subtract. So it says subtract first solid from second and keep only the result in the model. So subtract the first from the second. So we would want to select our tube and this guy. And if you're getting that, you see the cursor has a little 2. That sort of is saying, yeah, I understand that these are two solids, and it lets you perform that operation. Now if I turn off hidden geometry, you can see that I have a hole through that. Now just to demonstrate, if for some reason that wasn't there, or if I was to try to do this and do subtract, it won't let you select that second shape. So it has to be a completely closed off shape. So for instance, let's say that was the case. What I would do is I would probably explode this so that this is just sort of hanging out. Alternatively, you could copy this group into that other group. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of this and then select this as well. Right click and go to intersect faces with selection. And what that's going to do is it's going to essentially make these little lines that go through. Now if I delete that, you can see I have this little face here. And if I select this, you can see that I get this. So the hole in the middle here is, you can see it. If you want sort of that centerpiece here, what you would do is we're going to explode this. And then I'm going to explode this as well. Then just select that whole tube, and I'm going to reverse this face. Now the reason that I'm reversing this face is because it's essentially going to become the inside here. So when you look at it from the side, it'll be the correct way. It's just sort of planning ahead here. So I'm just going to select everything, right click, go to intersect faces with selection. Now you can see there's some lines here now. So what you need to do is you can actually just delete these extra things. I'm just going to delete those. Select this, and you can see that I have that inner portion, which is a part of what the tube was before. That's why we had to reverse that face, so we would get this instead of this. Just going a step ahead. So yeah, a couple ways that you can make cuts in your cylinders. So hopefully this helped. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. And as always, happy hacking.
Alright designers, just because this episode of Designer Hacks is over doesn't mean we're leaving you out in the cold. Tony's got tons of great content available at designerhacks.com. So join Design Nation right now, and we'll see you on the next episode of Designer Hacks.